Hello, gentlemen, and welcome to another Palavi Market Research video. Today, I'm going to be showing you and describing to you why and how you should be altering your portfolio. Composition of your portfolio is likely not optimal given the times we're in, because the times we're in are very, very different from the times we've been in. And in order to describe these concepts to you, I'm going to be piggybacking off of Howard Mark, who manages Oak Tree Capital, which manages $172 billion worth of capital. So everything I'm speaking to in this video is just pulled from him, from different clips, from different writings he's made, because he writes all these wonderful letters. So we're just going to dive right in. Okay. According to Mark, a portfolio's composition in a high interest rate environment is very different from a low interest rate environment. Makes sense, right? For this century we've been in the 21st century, the stock market has been outperforming even what the stock market has ever done, right? Between 2009 and 2019, that 10-year period is some of the most unprecedented growth in the S&P 500 and the American stock market ever. And a lot of that was triggered because of these low interest rate. We lived in an incredibly low interest rate environment. And now, as you can see, we had an unprecedented spike, the fastest we ever got to it from 0 to 5%. And there's a lot of unprecedented things happening. So you're going to hear me continue to use that word unprecedented. Okay. And the other thing that's unprecedented is this inverted yield curve, and especially the time we've been inside the inverted yield curve. If you don't know, an inverted yield curve has predicted the past 7 recessions since the 19, literally, forever. And we are currently inverted. We just broke the record for the longest time in inversion ever. So that's going to correct. We're going to go above zero and a recession is going to occur. And so, how do you position yourself best for that recession? Is it owning the stock market? Because every time a recession occurs, you can see in these kind of beige sections, it obviously goes down, right? So maybe isn't the stock market. And you can see what, like, we might not even be in a high lending environment, a high interest rate environment. Because as you can see, we've gone a lot higher than 5% in the past. So we might be at these levels and above these levels or maybe slightly below them for the next 5, maybe 10 years. That is what Mark is speculating on. And so the other things, the more tangible things that Mark kind of offers us is that right now you can get high single digit returns, 7 to 8%, via high yield bonds and leverage loans through these highly liquid publicly traded instruments, right? And then also you can get low double digit returns, essentially equity level returns, because an equity level internal rate to return IRR is typically between 12 and 22%, right? And through these private institutions, you can participate in corporate buyouts. Why would you want to participate? Why would you want to be positioned to participate in corporate buyouts? Well, remember that equity investors get paid last, right? Creditors and lenders get paid first. And if they don't get paid, they get the company. Do you understand? Because bankruptcies are triggered by maturity dates that go unmet. And what a lot of businesses, a lot of real estate portfolios typically rely on is that because in these low interest rate environments, people actually very rarely pay off their debts, as strange as it sounds. They refinance them. They just repackage the debt with a better interest rate with a different partner, and then they have the person who they refinance with pay off the debt that they had. Okay? But so that is what so many businesses, so many publicly traded businesses are hoping for and waiting for. They're sitting back and they're waiting for interest rates to go down so that they can refinance a lot of this bad debt that they have. But I don't think that's going to happen. And so it makes it creates a lot of interesting opportunities. So and it's not that I don't think that's going to happen. That's what this guy is saying isn't going to happen. This Oak Tree guy, right? So all of these corporations and real estate professionals are waiting for this interest rate to dip so they can refinance. That's not going to happen. So they're going to reach maturity, which is essentially a form of bankruptcy, right? And these creditors and lenders are going to own these assets. So If you want to be a creditor, then then you're going to be in a more strategic position right now. And would encourage you guys to, and I'll try to start making more videos about credit instruments more particularly, but there's a lot of interesting, what do I want to say? Macroeconomic there are going to be a lot of interesting macroeconomic symptoms to the things that we're talking about here regarding these interest rates. Okay. And if interest rates stay where they are, then all of this like housing market crash and things like that, waiting for a correction in housing will not happen because the difficulty level to build new construction to add supply to the market will evaporate. It will be so difficult to build anything new if the best loan you can get is like 8-9% guys on a construction project, right? And so that trickles down through the entire economy when real estate, when infrastructure, when anything related to construction is that expensive. The economy can't grow. So if the economy can't grow in those terms, then there's just going to be essentially value arbitrage that's going to occur upon this dip. And this dip, I believe, could be pretty bad. I think it could probably dip not 2020 levels. Like I don't think that we're going to be like below 2019, 2020 levels, but we will probably reach say this region here upon this next correction. And the people who are going to be winning on the backside of that correction are going to be these people who like, our guy Howard Mark here is positioned to take advantage of distress situations. They're positioned to buy bad debt and to recapitalize businesses that are flat on their butts. Okay? Hope that was clear. That's today's video, and we will pick this up again tomorrow. If you have any topics you want to see covered, plug them in the comments, guys. All right?